Hello, everybody. Today I will be doing another 2024 election prediction video. Yesterday I did a video between Ron DeSantis and Vice Governor Ron DeSantis and Vice President Kamala Harris. And today we will be doing an election video between President Joe Biden and Vice President Mike Pence, or former Vice President Mike Pence. Um, 2024 election prediction. So I'm going to be doing a bunch of these, as I said the last video. I have many more coming with many candidates that, especially Republican candidates, but also Democrat candidates, because it is a likely scenario that Joe Biden does not run for re-election in 2024. So we'll be going through all sorts of people, all sorts of candidates for the Republicans. Um, we can anybody from Donald Trump to Nikki Haley to Mike Pence to really anybody, even people that don't have the best shot at winning, just to see how I would think that they would match up against the Democrat nominees. So then also for the Democrats, I'll continue to be doing Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, maybe mix a few more people in there, Elizabeth Warren, although, she doesn't have the best chance of winning the nomination, but Pete Buttigieg, Cory Booker, whatever, a bunch of people that are in line or possibly have a chance at the nomination. I'll be doing, and some people that don't. Anyway, today it's on Joe Biden versus Mike Pence, the former vice president versus technically former vice president as well, and incumbent president. So it'll be interesting. And let's get right to it. So, safe Democrat states. I'm not really going to be too specific with all the little margins, so I'll just classify Oregon as safe. And as I said, all of these northeastern states will be safe, and Maine first. And I think that's it for the safe states. I'm not going to do Colorado. I know I characterized Colorado as safe. I think maybe I didn't last time, but likely states. Actually, no, we'll go to safe Republican. As I said, we're just going through, and I'm not being too particular with safe Republican states. Okay. Okay, there we go. So I think that's all the safe Republican states. So let's just get to the likely and get through it. So New Mexico, Colorado, not West Virginia. Virginia is likely Democrat, I'll say. And with Joe Biden, I'll say New Hampshire's likely Democrat. I don't think Mike Pence will do well in New Hampshire or Maine at large. And that's about it for likely Democrats, I'll say. And then likely Republicans. For Mike Pence, I'm going to go with Ohio, Iowa, and that's probably going to be about it for the likely Republicans. I'll hold off on Maine at large. I mean, not Maine at large, Maine second for now. But right now, Biden in a big advantage. So, with lean Democrat states, I think Joe Biden will continue to carry Minnesota. Even in 2024, with the trends, I still think it will go to the Democrats with Joe Biden. Obviously, not too many polls out on the state. Obviously, we can't really trust the polls as we saw from the 2020 election. So, I will be careful with those when making my predictions. But I'll still consider Minnesota a lean Democrat state, as well as Nevada. Nevada is a state that has a higher proportion of Democrats to Republicans, although it is always close. It still does have a slightly higher proportion of Democrats to Republicans, which is usually why Democrats edge it out by around 1 to 2 points, which happened with Biden, with Clinton, with Obama, not with McCain, because McCain was a really bad candidate for the Republicans, but a lot of people. And then Nebraska second, that'll go to Biden. He won that by a lot, actually. So yeah, he will win Nebraska second. Just thinking if there's anything else. I'm not going to characterize Arizona or Georgia for Biden yet, but I will characterize Florida and North Carolina for Mike Pence and Maine second. Florida and North Carolina, both states that have a same thing with Nevada, slightly higher proportion of Democrats to Republicans. And I still think Mike Pence will be able to carry it, although he's not the most charismatic candidate, and I don't think he will do the best. And then Maine second, if Trump campaigns for Pence, then he'll have a good chance at Maine second. But anyway, let's just get to the tilt. So Biden will obviously win Arizona and Georgia. Those are two tilt states that I'll still consider tilt. I still think they'll be close. I'm not sure how much farther they can transition to the Democrats. I mean, Georgia changed 5 points in 4 years from Trump to Biden. So it was a very drastic shift, almost 6 points in Georgia, and a similar amount in Arizona with Biden, a little bit less, around 4-ish points overall net shift. Um, I still think it'll be a smaller margin that Biden would beat Pence by, but he'll still win the states. I still think um, Pence will really have to campaign hard in those states if he's that interested. But honestly, that is not his path to the presidency. So I'll get back to Biden because he's getting close to 270. But I'll still give Pence till Texas. We'll see how long the Republicans can hold on to Texas. I still think they'll be able to hold on in 2024. It's been shifting to the Democrats recently, and that people say it's because of immigrants or not immigrants, or migrations from California to Texas. But the thing is, those people are actually voting more Republican, and it's really from an influx of immigration from Mexico into Texas. And then those new immigrants are voting Democrats, and it's these urban areas that are getting the influx of immigrants that are voting Democrat. But yeah, it's still a shifting to the Democrats, but I'll still say that he stays in the Republicans category. Um, just because it would be hard to flip at the moment. Anyway, we'll get to back to Biden. Excuse me. So I see Biden winning Michigan, and I also still see Biden holding on to Pennsylvania, just as Pence holds on to Texas. I think that Biden will hold on to Pennsylvania. Um, I don't think Pence has that Rust Belt appeal that Trump had. And actually, I'm not going to characterize Michigan, but these states have been shifting to the right, to the Republicans. But with Pence up there, I just don't see him having a good shot at winning these states. I just don't see it happening. I don't see him having a good shot at winning Michigan or Pennsylvania. Uh, Wisconsin's going to be the closest one. But yeah, Biden will win re-election, I think, if Pence is the nominee of the Republicans and if Biden runs for re-election. But yeah, the Biden is still from Pennsylvania, from Delaware, senator from Delaware, from Pennsylvania, has slight appeal with the shift. I still think Biden will be able to hold on to it for at least one more election for the Democrats. And then the final state of Wisconsin is going to be one of the closest states, and it is going to be one of the closest states. I do think with the trends, Pence will be able to carry Wisconsin. Um, but I mean, Trump went up by, I mean, Trump, excuse me, Trump lost this election. He won the election before, but the trends are going more and more to the right. He does not have any Rust Belt appeal. Or not any, but he does not have much. But I just think with the trends, I mean, Trump lost Wisconsin by 0.6% in 2020, and Obama won it by like 6 points, 7 points in 2012. So it's shifting, no matter how many people want to characterize it. I give it another 4 years, I think it'll shift even more. And even though Pence doesn't have the huge Rust Belt appeal, I still think he'll be able to carry Wisconsin. So anyway, Biden still wins the election. It is still a close election, and that just mirrors the divisions in the country. I really think most nominees, it will be a close election between the Democrats and the Republicans. There really isn't going to be any landslide blowout, just at this point in American history, that we have seen, I guess, only 40 years ago with Reagan. I just don't see that happening, at least going forward for the next few decades, just due to the polarization division of the country. Still a very close election. Um, Republicans gaining Wisconsin, and that's about it. And that's just mirroring the trends. But yeah. So Biden wins it. This is the map, what the new map would look like. Slight shift from 2020, aside from this state. Not a shift at all, but there's the shift for you. And that's all I guess I have for you today. This is a Pence versus Biden election prediction. I'm going to be trying to push out more election prediction videos maybe tomorrow, but going forward. And I hope you guys can subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications. And I don't know, watch my prediction. And I guess you can see how they fold out as they go forward. I did make predictions during the 2020 election, and you can go back and look at them and listen to what I had to say to see if you agreed or not. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and please subscribe and continue to watch my channel. So thank you guys so much, and have a great day.